All right, give me a quick second. Having technical difficulties. Sorry for the late start. I had some family stuff I had to take care of real quick before I got this going. It shouldn't stay at the glance. Just say, what in the world? Hold on a second. Thank you. There we go. It should be updated. I don't know why I said that's a glance. It's a little weird. For some reason, I lost packets. Alright, we're loading. Out of you.
Green flag, green flag.
Loading at the green flag flies. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to go. So joining a little bit late here. We did join in, I think, at the green flag, maybe a lap later. Alex 4J leading the race. Kevin Jordan, Joshua Banks behind him on inside line. 48 of McCauley, I believe, the lap down is not being shown on my leaderboard. Looking for the 48. Yes, the 48 is a lap down. Okay. So we do got 200 laps scheduled here tonight. The longest race of the season for these guys. Watching Joshua Banks, or wasn't watching, was kind of listening to his stream while I was driving home, and he was talking about how tight the groove is here tonight, and he was struggling coming out of turn 4, going against the wall. Turn 4 wall can kind of come up and sneaky, so as these long runs progress and the night progresses, and you start seeing the track get darker and darker, expect these cars get even more tighter, even on fresher tires. As you see, we got a breakaway pack of about 14 cars, so led by the 19 Alex 4J. First car not in this group, I believe, the 4 of Nick Joyner. Hopefully this week turns out a lot better than last week was. Because I guess we did turn in last week. It was not a pleasant show. It was a wreck fest. So hopefully this one goes a lot better. I don't think Nance is a lap down. Now, what he might have been reading is, since I did have connectivity issues and it kicked me out, it might have shown a lap down as I joined back in, but he is scored on the lead lap, scored in 5th place right behind his teammate, the number 35 of Joshua Banks. Hopefield still chasing down that number 19 of Alex 4J. As I think I actually have my mic on, so let me fix that real quick so we're not hearing naughty words. Alright. So, David, I don't think you read it wrong. I think iRacing had read it wrong. Well, currently our top 5, as it has corrected, McCauley is in second. See, so everybody's starting to straighten out. McCauley is the second place car. Kevin Jordan in the 95, P3, P4, and P5 is taken by TMJ, Banks, and Nance. Bo Dinger having an early good showing here, currently running in that 6th place position, followed by Gary Sargent. Behind him you see Chase Harden and Tim Harmon battling it out for that 8th place position. And right behind Chase, he got his brother Peyton Harden. Right behind them, you got Matthew Richmond. Gary Sack currently running in P12. As the 01 of Blake Deppin was really fast last week, had a tough break there. Kind of got a win took away from him late in the race, as he was a dominant car all last week. These guys will have a stage break coming up here. Stage break will be on lap 70, so guaranteed caution on lap 70. These guys cannot go the full distance. I think with the fuel they have, they can go about 45 to 50 laps. I might be a little off there, but they will have to stop at least once in this first stage, and definitely twice in the second final stage. For Jay starting to pull a little bit from the 48 of Jared McCauley. We'll take a look at some last lap time histories. As I say that, McCauley actually closed the gap a little bit there last time by. So we'll take a look, see what happens this time by with 4J. McCauley, 4J running that middle line. McCauley kind of devoted to running that low line. And if you ask me here at Charlotte, I think your best chance to save your tires is that middle line. I think running low just eats them up too much, especially early on in a run. That time by 4J a little bit quicker, not by much so. Looks like the 0-1 of Blake Definite. He's about to get passed by the 15. Oh, that's the 11. My apology. 11 of Fastenbender. To say that Definite looking to the low side of Van Wester. This is the battle for 14th position here. 13th position. Other than that, everyone's single filed out. I think people learned the lesson from last week. It's like, say that, go up to this battle for 7th. No, it's about for 9th between the two brothers. Oh, almost contact between the 43 and the 15. Or the 5. Payton looking down low. Gary Sack also in that mixture. Oh, as Chase gets tight, goes up and tags the wall. It looks like he has some pretty significant damage. Let's go ahead and get like a rear chase view on that car. Oh yeah, that right front is caved in. See if we can't go back and see what happened here with the 5 of Chase. All right, cockpit view here with him coming out of his turn. Actually, it looks like he hit the wall earlier. Right along with Chaser, see, just watch him tighten up. He hear me feathering and he still got into the wall. That just shows you already guys are having difficulties with a tight car here. If you can check back in on the leader of 4J, McCauley has closed that gap. He is there on the back bumper. And in the meantime, Bo Dinger's looking for his way around the 95, and Kevin Jordan's starting to lose some track position. Was running P3, now falling back to P6. McCauley looks to the inside of the 19. Side by side to go through 1 and 2. Can't quite get the pass up, but he sets it up pretty nice. And TMJ running 3 and 4, looking for their way around these two guys. I think 4J will lead that lap. McCauley still unable to fully get around the 19. 15 of 20. I don't think he got some clear. He does. He clears them. McCauley to the lead. And McCauley, he's had a really impressive season. If you ask me, I think he's one of the more improved drivers coming up from ARCA. Wasn't really running up front a lot in ARCA, but here in Xfinity, he has been up front in the top 5, top 10 almost every race. Really an improvement from the ARCA series. McCauley leading that lap by is now Banks might be in position to get that next spot taken over. 4J looks like he can get taken over at Banks. See, the last lap times, a lot of that because they were battling, but that really allowed Banks to close his gap up. See how much 4J defends here. If I'm 4J, I know my tires are eat up. I'm letting Banks have it. It's lap 17 of 200. It's too early to mirror drive here, but as I say that, McCauley kind of tightens up runs up the track a little bit, and allows the 19 and the 36 to close the gap. 3-car breakaway here for the lead on lap 17. Banks, he's going to get that pass complete on the 19 of 4J. Banks, he has shown time and time again he can save tires. And all this battling, somehow they've still been able to pull away from the 8 at Nance, currently running in that 4th position. Go back for the battle for the lead, and let's go ahead and let's get some cockpit view. Go ahead and ride along with the 48 here for about a lap or two. Actually, let's go ahead and ride along with 36 or 35. I mean. As we go back live here, while it's going doing stuff, 35 was able to get around the 48 McCauley, and now McCauley, he's about to be in another battle for position with that 19 of Alex 4J. Looks like we got, looking at the scoreboard, it looks like 0-1. I thought the 0-1 73 a little bit closer, but that's 5 at Chase Harden. This is the car really hoping for a caution. Running in 9th place not too long ago, now struggling in 13th. Kevin Jordan also might have used his stuff up early. Running P3 for the first 12-13 laps, so now struggling to stay inside the top 10 as he is currently running in that 10th position. Kevin Jordan reminds me of myself. He has, this guy has a lot of good short run speed. But man, that comes the wrong one. Long run, we cannot save our damn tires to save our lives. We were like, what, tire saving? What is that? As Banks already coming up on lap traffic. It's going to be a 6 of Joe Archer. And I can't tell who quite is in front of Joe. I believe it might be the 99 of Brady Price, possibly. It is. Banks going down and touching that line. Now, I can't remember what track it was, but I did know there was a track recently that they were going on and touching that line, and it was actually helping them. I can't remember if it was Charlotte or Phoenix. So, interesting is what he's trying to do, maybe get a little bit of freeness in the car by going down there and getting on that slick paint. The 19 making his move on that 48 machine there on that left rear quarter panel. Trying to get the pass complete. I just don't think you can get it done on the outside or inside here on older tires. I might be wrong if I say that 48 brushes up against the wall coming out of turn 4. Something we see quite a bit here tonight. J trying to get that position back, and he does going into turn 3 here. Lap 25 out of 200. 48's going to fight back. Look for a crossover move. Can't quite get the momentum coming out of turn 4. For Jay going to secure that second place spot for now. But Banks building up to a second lead as he's now behind that 78 machine of Marshall Harris. Banks, this is the car you want to pass with caution. Does not say at the Glen. Don't tell us from earlier. It should say Charlotte now. But in the meantime, Gary Sargent, I think he was running, from our he's running a P9. He has made his way up into the top 5 now. Gary Sack made his way up to 6. Matthew Richmond running 7th. These tires starting to fall off. It's really starting to show who's saving their tires and who's just pushing the issue. Looking for a battle on tracks. The only battle we have close right now is this battle for 5th between Gary Sack and Gary Sargent. Two Garys going out of here for 5th place. Say that Bo Dinger kind of brushed up against the outside wall going down the backstretch. He's battling out with Peyton. That's the battle for 8th position. Right in front of them is the last point spot for the stage break. Matthew Richmond currently in 7th place. And Mdot, we only score the top 7 for stage breaks, but that's still 40 laps plus to go. And a pit stop. As these guys start getting around the lap car, Marshall Harris. Looks like Gary Sack might have been able to get around Gary Sargent finally. No, they are side by side as they come up on the lap car. Nick Joyner. Gary Sack probably going to try to use Nick Joyner as a pick, and that's what he does. Sack in front of Sargent. Smart move there by Gary Sack, though. Sees the slower lap car, kind of squeezes a 28 up behind him and uses that lap car as a pick. Bo Dinger's going to the pits. I wonder if this is a scheduled pit stop here. If it is, and he's low on fuel, is it a 2-stopper? I'm kind of curious now. Keep an eye on who else might be pitting here. Bo Dinger so far the only one to enter pit lanes. Pit lane. Currently your top 5. Banks, 4J, Nance. Banks, 4J, McCauley, Nance, and Gary Sack. So checking on Bo Dinger coming out of pit lane. Bo Dinger's going to merge back into traffic. Right with the leaders, only a lap down, and he's had the fresher tires. And I was saying about a lap or so, you're going to see how much faster you are with fresher tires. And if he's trying to play the short pit strategy, I think he might have short pitted too early here. I think it's a little too early to short pit this. If you got to pit, you want to at least cut it in half. So I would have waited until at least lap 35 to go in. Which I predict when a lot of you guys are going to come around lap 35. You might see some people run it dry to maybe get some track position. But for the most part, lap 35 to lap 38 is when you really start seeing people come in. Because Dinger didn't have any damage. It was a pit stop he took for tires and fuel. As Maddie coming to pit lane. Dinger never short pit. I mean, pitting earlier than everybody else. That's what I consider short pitting. And you see Banks making his way around another lap car. That is the 44 is J.P. Schneider. Gary Sack has made his way into P4, getting around the 8 of Jonathan Nance. Gary Sack figures something out here on the long run. We take a look at some last lap times. Take a look last time by. Gary a little bit quicker than the leader. As Nicholas Joyner and Brady Price have came to pit lane. Nance coming to pit lane. That's why he got around Nance. Nance went to pit lane. Okay. I missed the pit lane entrance. Peyton Harding coming to pit lane. Blake Definite coming to pit lane. Chase Harding coming to pit lane. I was talking about around lap 35, 38 to 38 when we start seeing people start coming in. I think 4J's coming in. Yep, 4J's coming to pit lane. Matthew Richmond coming in as well. Pit lane, a busy place right now. Everyone's starting to get those 4-fresh tires and fuel. I think Banks may be coming in this time, and he is. So Joshua Banks coming to pit lane. Whoa, get it slowed down there, Banks. Gonna hand the lead over to Gary Sachs, staying out the lead a lap here. McCauley came in as well. See JP Snyder coming in. Gary Sachs. I think Gary Sachs gonna try to run it dry here. Look, Matthew Richmond having issues. I think Matthew may have spun out coming back on track. Because I can look what might have happened here to the 93. Oops. Trying to get back on the gas. Oh, he just loops it. Able to keep it going though. Stays off the wall. So no damage on there. A little bit of flat spots on the tires. That's about it. Kevin Jordan and Gary Sargent and Fastenberg all coming in. Gary Sachs still out on track. Nope, Gary Sachs pitting this time. He's going to cycle the lead back over to the 35 of Joshua Banks. So Banks does have the faster run speed. 4J a little bit quicker on the short run. And Bo Dinger, after his pit cycles are complete, he's going to cycle out in the third. Jonathan Nancy's going to cycle back out in the fourth. Gary Saxon come back out on track and merge. We'll be back in fifth, possibly sixth, depending on how fast Gary Sargent catches up to him. We see Gary Sargent just not coming out of turn 2. In that teal car behind Schneider. Nance is able to make his way around Bo Dinger. Nance moved his way back into the top 3. And this is the top 3 we saw. Oh, almost contact with the outside wall coming out of turn 2. This is the top 3 that we saw really all last season. Banks, Nance, 4J. A little bit of a gap between them, but not a shocker on the names we've seen up front. Go check in on the 43 of Peyton Harden, currently running in 9th. Right behind the 73 of Tim Harmon. Right in front of him is the 17 Gene Wolfe. Gene Wolfe, last week's winner, his first asphalt race here in Mdot. That right side looks like it's beating up the wall a couple times, but he's still running decently in 7th place. We're sitting at about 27, 28 laps to go until the stage break. Banks still leading the way before Jay has kind of closed that gap a little bit. It was about a half a second, now down to 0.2 seconds. Not seeing any damage on 36, so he didn't tag the wall before Jay's has been clicking in some really good laps. currently your biggest mover of the race is that 17 of Gene Wolfe running in P7. Up 11 spots from Heat Grid. About to lose one here to 73, Tim Harmon. As Tim Harmon looks to that inside. And this is the important battle. This is the battle for the final stage point position. Tim Harmon tried to get it done inside, can't quite get it done there. Side by side they go down the backstretch. Tim Harmon washing up the track a little bit. Gene Wolfe moves up a little bit more to give him some room. I think Tim might get him here. Here in a bit, we'll have another battle brewing. As Gary Sargent is kind of close in that gap to 89 to Gary Sack a little bit. But the story is still the 35 of Joshua Banks, still dominating this race, half a second gap over 4J. He's come up on the 15 of DJ Schallenberger. And at this pace, with 22 to go, I think he might lap all the way up until 13th. Possibly. We'll check back in on this battle with the 89 28. Well, we've seen Gary Sack run well before, in both in Cup, ARCA, everywhere. It's just, there's come times late in the race where he either collected up someone else's mistake or he makes a costly mistake. So 200 laps, I mean, we're seeing some great racing going on here, but as we get to lap 150, 175, we might start seeing people start making silly mistakes as that fatigue and mental fatigue kicks in. Well, it looks like Kevin Jordan might have caught up to the back bumper of Gene Wolfe, and he has. Gets looking low on the 17 through 3 and 4. 1 and 2, my apologies. Still side by side. Kevin Jordan can't get it done. He's tucked back in behind the 17 of Gene Wolfe. Going into 3 and 4. He's going to try to get a run on the outside. And he's able to get there. Gene Wolfe not able to block the high line in time. That was a great move there by Kevin Jordan, knowing he's going to have to get to the high side to get around this 17, and that's exactly what he does here. Ooh, we got a car up into the wall. 73 Tim Harmon washed up the wall a little bit. They're going into turn 3. We got another car entering pit lanes. Steven Madden not having a race he wanted here tonight. I'll tell you what, if I'm in this 32 machine of Brandon Hughes, I am praying for a caution right now. This man, he is getting chased down like crazy by the 35. And Matthew Richmond having a strong performance early, running in the top 10, has a costly mistake coming off of pit lane. He's a threat going a lap down. We still got 17 to go, and these guys are about 3 seconds ahead of the leader. Haven't mentioned yet there today, but there is our current series sponsor, Joe Arger, running that Cancer Survivor. Had a really great showing last week. believe, if I remember correctly, he as well was kind of caught up in other people's messes and unfortunately did not have the finish he wanted. Currently, I believe Joe's being scored 9 laps down. Oh, Schallenberg is in the wall right in front of Joe. That's going to allow for Jay to close that back bumper, give Joe a push down the front stretch going into turn 1. I think we still got a really good battle brewing here for 8th position. As I looked over, Peyton Harden, he just got around, or Jared McCauley just got around Peyton Harden. Jared McCauley running in the top 2 must have had a mistake coming on or off of pit lane as he is making his way back through the field. But this 17 and 95, they are still going at it. And this is the battle. Is this only the battle for 9th or 8th? They are battling it out hard, and it's really the only close battle we have out on track right now. For the meantime, Gene Wolfe able to sneak in front of Kevin Jordan, but this battle is not over yet. We go check in on the leader, Joshua Banks, starting to close his way into that 32 machine of Brandon Hughes. Currently lap 58 of 200, 12 to go until the stage break. I think Brandon might luck out here. I think Brandon might get the free pass. Oh, the lucky dog when we do get our caution at lap 70. He might not even get lapped. I might be way off, but I'm almost positive Brandon Hughes can get lapped. That's Kelsey Wild saying, come on, Brandon, get it in gear. Gary Sack has gone around Bo Dinger for P4 and missed that pass. But Gary Sack having a really good showing here early on tonight. Now Jared McCauley's making his way back to the field. He has just got on Kevin Jordan, now working on the 17 of Gene Wolfe and the 73 of Tim Harmon. Jared McCauley trying to get some stage points here. He got 10 laps to do it. We know McCauley has the speed. He was up there running in the top 3 before the pit lane cycle started. Kind of curious what happened there to the 48. 17 of Gene Wolfe looks to the inside of 73 of Tim Harmon. It's the battle for the 7th and final point for the stage break. And you never know when a point can matter. We saw in the actual real-life Cup Series, Martin Truex Jr. missing the playoff by, I believe, 3 points. And if you look all the way back to Dover, when Truex got spun by Chastain on the last lap, that's what really cost Truex the playoffs. Was that last lap spin at Dover. So you never know here in Mdot or any league you're running when that 1 point can matter to make it into the playoffs. As McCauley looking low on that 73 here. Brandon Hughes has gone a lap down. 8 to go. Brandon Hughes better hope that 35 does not catch up to the 01 of Blake Definite. Or the 5 of Chase Harden. Chase Harden really struggling. Had a really good showing early on. He is just really struggling now. He has gotten that wall a couple times. You see Chase and Definite, and there's a 32. Oh, 4J getting a little loose because they're coming off of 2. great shot of the two people trying to stay on the lead lap and the leader and the free pass guy in the current free pass spot. Chase also got a little bit of damage on the left. Wonder if he got into someone. Going back to the 48 of Jared McCauley. Behind Gene Wolf. Now Gene Wolf going up, getting into the wall there a little bit. Gonna look to the inside here, and it's gonna be a pretty easy pass as Jared McCauley has really hunted down that 17 for the last 5 laps or so. Oh, 73 hard into the outside wall coming out of 2. They're going at it for P7. We'll check back in with the leader. So we go check in with the 01, the last guy on the lead lap. Trying to keep it that way. The leader will come to the line with 4 to go this time by. We go check back in on this battle for the 7th and final point. Ooh, I thought Gene Wolf was about to wash up into him, and Colley's able to get around Gene. I don't think he's going to have enough time to catch up to the 28 of Gary Sargent, but he is locked into a stage point position as of now. We go check back in with his 0-1 of Blake Definitely. He's going to try his hardest to hold off the leader here. 3 to go this time by for the 35 of Joshua Banks here for the stage break. I don't think he'll be able to hold him off. He got really loose coming out of turn 2 there. And Banks really can't spend too much time getting around the 0-1, as he has 4J not too far behind him. Question is, how hard is this 0-1 going to fight? Or is he going to be able to fight? It's going to be not hard at all, as Banks flies by him going through the tri-oval. Two to go as he now sets his sights on the 5 of Chase Harden. Chase Harden cross start finish line. These are cross start finish line. 1 to go here in the first stage. Luckily for Chase, he is going to be able to hold off the leader of Joshua Banks, and even more lucky for Blake Definite, he's going to be able to get back on the lead lap. And this caution is going to really allow the guys to have time to repair their cars. You're seeing a lot of them beat the hell on that right side from contact with the wall. We see Chase with some damage. We saw the 0-1 with some damage, as well as the 17. This is a much needed caution for a lot of these guys. Yes, no, maybe caution.
Caution.
There it is. Okay. I was like, hello? Something happened to Dinger. Did he run out of fuel? Because he was scored in 7th. Let's try cock with Bo here. Oh yeah, Bo Dinger's out of fuel. Wow. Some miscalculation there by the 2 of Bo Dinger. Oh, that might really affect this race here unless he gets someone to be generous and give him a push. As Gary Sack having issues. Oh no, never mind. Oh, Dinger. Tough break here as he's going to be sitting on that turns 1 and 2 with no help. Oh, it's a tough break for that 2 machine. $89 and Gary Sachs stayed out. Did he not realize pits were open, or curious? Okay. We got 72, 200 complete. You go by green for racing here. And these guys were able to keep it green for that first 70 laps. Can they do it for the final, probably about 126, 127? We go back racing. I'm kind of confused why Gary stayed out because he had already led a lap. I'm really confused what's going on because it's showing up people a lap down that weren't a lap down before, like Richmond, Harmon, Schallenberger. Oh, Schallenberger's a lap down before, but those 2 guys were not a lap down before. Now it's being scored a lap down. What in the world happened? What in the world is going on? For Jay being scored all the way back in 9th. I'm lost right now with what in the world is going on. I think what might have happened was how spaced out everybody was when that caution came out. People entered pits when they were open, but they got lapped by the pace car while they're pitting. That's the only thing I can think of with a lot of these guys being scored in positions they weren't in before. For Jay being scored in 10th, going back down pit lane, possibly topping off. I don't know. We'll see. So we just go find out, guys. We're gonna
Not going green. Not going green.
never mind. We're not going green, so let's go ahead. All right, guys. Who do we want to talk to? We gotta talk to someone in the top 5. Go ahead and let's talk to. If I can find him, which I can't. Okay, never mind. We're not gonna talk to him. Alright, we're not gonna talk to him with this caution. Also, something to get you guys more interactive, I want to start doing here is
Hang on, we're not not going green. Not
When I pull
going
someone up,
green.
before I pull someone up, I want you guys to ask a question you want me to ask the driver or crew chief. And then I'll pick one of your questions, and then I'll ask them that question. And I'll say, this question coming from so-and-so. You know, what's the pit strategy on this run, or something like that. It's just a way to get to chat a little more interactive in the streams. We're still not going green. I'm confused what's going on. I think they're working on giving people their last back, and they are. Go ahead and pull up Mr. Twisted Indy, the spotter for Richmond. Hey, Twisted, what's going on? It's like we just got a copy.
What's up?
Hey, man, brought you in here. Kind of give me the insight of what happened on that caution. I see a lot of cars kind of shuffled around. What exactly happened there?
Well, we ended up a lap down. Somehow they said they think it's because of Bo running out of fuel there. So we caught the wave around. We're coming back around to get back up in position currently.
All right, man. What's the fuel run here? I saw you guys pit once at lap 35-ish. What's the fuel run here?
So we pitted on lap 36 with about 3 to 4 laps of fuel left. So we just wanted to space out enough to where we were trying to maximize fuel.
All right, so this could turn into a fuel saving race then possibly. All right.
Oh, 100%.
All right, man. Tell Richmond to say good luck and try not to go another lap down.
Nah, we're going to try not to.
All right. Bodinger is still in the race, scored 23 laps down, unfortunately. As if I'm some of these guys, I'm pitting. Pit again, top off your fuel. Because you can get roughly around 39 to 40 laps of fuel. No, we're going to go by green. No, never mind. But if we go by green flag racing on lap 1 or lap 80, then yeah, I don't think. I think from here, no matter what, it's a 3-stop race, with the third stop probably being just a splash and go. If we can go green all the way. We do that. I think we're finally go back green flag racing after all the confusion. Bo running out of fuel. Costly mistake there, running top 10 all race long. Banks Nance going to lead us to green. 77 to 200.
Green flag.
We are back racing here at Charlotte. Nance getting a really good jump there on the outside. But you see him too wide behind him, 43 and painting hard on that outside lane. Oh, Nance bangs off the wall, goes down and hits the team at the 35 of Banks. They all keep it going though. Not a ton of damage. It looked like very slight contact, but man, that could have been bad for TMJ. Here's McCauley back up towards the front, trying to get on the 36 of Banks. McCauley was the faster short run car we had out on track. Chase Harden might have got his damage fixed as he's running back up in the top 5. Oh, Marshall Harris up into the wall. Oh, the 44 goes down and collects him. 44 goes around. That's going to bring out a caution. I saw the 93 almost got involved in that. Let's go back and see exactly what caused that. You see Marshall Harris up into the wall there. Oh, McCauley just gets loose. Harris goes up to avoid it. He can't. Oh! I was going to watch the 93. I don't know if the 93 can have any damage from that. If he doesn't, he got lucky here. Let's watch his front end. A little bit, maybe. I think a buff back out. Oh, wow, did Richmond get lucky. Richmond got damage and then it disappeared. Let's go ahead and ride on board with the 44 as this happens. Now it's going to turn into a fuel lottery. just gets loose. Those cold tires barely misses 4J. Oh. See a lot of people knowing it could turn into a fuel auto race. A lot of people hit pit lane. Well, I got a green flag. Or, gosh, let's go ahead and pull up the 36 of Banks. Banksy the Irish, what's going on, my man?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, sitting P1, you won that stage. What happened on that restart? Were you trying to give your teammate a point for lap roulette, or did Iverson catch you sleeping behind the wheel?
No, I tried to go into third, and it wouldn't register third, so it messed up a little bit, but thankfully it didn't, like, blow a motor or nothing, but good thing for Nance to get that lap lid, but dadgummit, he got a little loose off of two, and we just made contact, but we're all good. Hopefully he can recover and get back up here.
Yeah, I was saying on the broadcast, that could have been a very bad day for TMJ. Woo! That was close racing there, man. But, man, talk us through this race. I was listening to your YouTube stream while I was driving home because I saw your live and kind of get an idea how the race is going. You had mentioned how tight it was getting. Dude, talk us through it and how fast these tires do get tight on you when you really got to start conserving your tires.
Oh yeah, we gotta save them tires. The right front likes to burn up in these Xfinity cars, so you gotta be sure to save it on the long run. These things drop off at least a second or a second and a half in about like 20 laps, so you really got to be careful with it. Make sure you don't overdrive it, especially on exit. So it's been fun though. The car's been doing really good. If you can conserve the tire, it doesn't seem to want to break loose longer the run or get aggressively tight. But so far it's been all right. It's been planning good, and I've been having fun racing it, so hopefully we can finish this sucker out.
Yeah, man, I was just about to ask you what new tires are like. We saw the 44 lose it on its own with fresh tires. Is it really loose rolling through center?
Oh yeah, it's cold tires is definitely making it loose. That's why you saw Nance get loose there. We were on freshies and it just got away from him. So we got to manage that, make sure we can keep it underneath us, get them warmed up, and then we should be good to go.
All right, man. Well, I gotta ask you: are you a little bit worried if it stays green, being short on fuel compared to other drivers?
I mean, it's going to be tough. I don't know how this fuel strategy is going to run because we can get about 35 laps or so. So it's going to be like another 2 or 3 more stops. So we'll see how things go, see how the cautions fall, and hopefully it'll work in our favor.
All right, man. Good luck the rest of the race.
All right, thank you, buddy.
All right, and if you guys excuse me for a second, I gotta go talk to my team real quick. All right, and we are back. I'm going to talk pit strategy with my guys real quick. Crew chiefing for them a little bit. But Banks and McCauley will lead us back to green. And Chase Harden restarting P3 with Gary Sargent outside row 2, and Jonathan Nance will round out your top 5. Green flag is out. Banks getting a really good restart this time. Along with the 5 of Chase Harden. Got a really good jump there. McCauley kind of got caught sleeping. But McCauley, he's in the outside lane. He's going to get the runoff here on corner exit. Can Chase clear him in time to take away that line? And he will. Chase should move up the track here, kind of stop that run of the 48, which he does. And 40's kind of stuck there. He has the 8 of Jonathan Nancy inside. No, Jonathan Nancy can dip behind him. Chase Harden won the truck race here last truck season. His first race in Mdot, looking to go back-to-back at Charlotte for him. But he has a long race ahead of him and a big task ahead of him to do. There's a lot of fast drivers he's going to have to beat tonight. Gary Sachs, he's going to look to the inside of the 8 of Jonathan Nance. And we might start seeing some drivers play a little bit conservatively here, knowing, hey, we might be on different pit strategies, guys. We might be good until 2 pit stops. I'm predicting, if this stays green, if they just pitted, they got to pit 2 more times. If they did not pit, you're going to have to get a splash and go with 10 to 15 laps to go. That's what I'm predicting. We saw Bo Dinger coming on lap 30, run out, coming to the green track on lap 70. So therefore, it shows you can get 40, and that's pushing it. Everyone's starting a single file out. Not really seeing too many battles going on. Maybe one back here with a 93 and 43, possibly. No. There, nose to tail. About a car, 1 or 2 car lengths gap there. Well, let's go ahead and take a lap with some of these guys. Let's take a lap in the cockpit of the 93 of Richmond and see if he's saving at all. Not saving quite yet. As you see a battle brewing up here with the 28 getting around. Someone can't quite tell who that was. My apologies, wrong camera. Oh, 28 getting tight. They're leaning on each other, rolling through 1 and 2. Wow. That could have been bad for the 19 and the 28 there. Oh, and they're still leaning hard. Gary Sargent's washing up the track. 4J trying to get around him. If he can get the pass in here, he's got the momentum corner exit. He does. As Hughes, I forgot to mention Hughes, but Hughes was an early caution, caught a big break, getting a lucky dog, but he has a ton of right rear damage from somewhere. That's definitely going to affect him. Let's take a closer look at his damage, and that is definitely going to affect the aero on that car. It might even affect the handling. It might make him a little bit tighter than he wants to be. Chase Harding going back towards the front, kind of falling back a little bit. Was running P2, but the 48, the 89, and the 95 all the way around him. Keep an eye on that 95. He has that short run speed. When it comes to long run speed, he tends to struggle saving those tires. Side to go through 1 and 2. Jordan looking for that runoff from being on the top side. You get a little bit more of a drive off. We're running that middle top line. You do that low line, and we see it here. He's able to get around the 89 of Gary Sack. If I'm Kevin, the one thing you want to try to do right now is you really want to try to see what the leaders do, see what lines are running, and how they're saving their tires. You have 4-car breakaway at the front of the field, starting to pull away a little bit from Chase and the 8 of Jonathan Nance.
is
Oh,
out.
yellow flag is out, and that's going to affect a lot of these guys. Not sure what it was for, though. Wonder if it was the 6th of Joe. No, Joe's not on track. Oh, I see it. I see it on track. Just can't see who it is, though. Maybe it happened around a 93, possibly? It did. I think it happened right in front of him. Oh. Once again, hard contact there for the 93, but no damage there. A tough break for Gary Sargent. He was running good. Let's go ahead and take a closer look what happened there to that 28 machine. Let's try to slow it down here a little bit. I don't think the 73 of Harmon ever technically made contact. Harmon trying to put it 3 wide in the tri-oval. I think they would have touched regardless. That's going to send the 28 of Gary Sargent around. He's going to end his night, I believe. That's a tough break for him. He's having a really good run here tonight. Maybe not. And Kevin Jordan's opting not to pit as everyone's coming down pit lane. Let's go ahead and pull up our current leader, and if I can. There he is. Hey, what's going on, Kevin? Got a copy?
I do. What's going on?
Hey, man, we saw you struggle on that first run with your tires, dude. Did you figure anything out on that second run on how to save your tires?
Not really. Just kind of getting lucky here, I guess.
And we see you staying out, man. It's a risky call there. You just hoping for early caution as these guys behind you have the fresh tires.
No, not really. I'm just trying to collect as many bonus points as I can at this point. So that's one way to do it.
All right, man. Well, good luck the rest of the race, and I'll drag you back down to your chat room.
All right, thanks, buddy.
I know if I'm not low machine, I'm screaming, why didn't you pit? We're under a third caution, one of them being a stage break. So these guys are already cleaning up the race from last week. While we're under this caution, let's go ahead and give a rundown on our schedule coming up this next week in Mdot's, kicking off with the Truck Series broadcasted by Eric Warman, going live tomorrow night at their race here at Charlotte. They're going to do 125 laps here. I think that's going to be their longest race of the season. And then you got ARCA. They're going to Chicagoland this week. That's broadcasted by Mr. Giberson. Going to Chicagoland for 65 laps of racing there. Chicagoland, always a fun track, especially in those ARCA cars. And then we go to our Cup Series. Cup Series getting their long race season knocked out. They're going to Charlotte as well for 250 laps of racing. Stage break at lap 80 and another stage break at lap 160. And then next week is going to be an off week for all series, I believe. I don't think anything's going on next week. I think they just chose that to be an off week. Though when we do go back racing here in Xfinity, 2 weeks from now we'll be going to the Oval in Indianapolis, and that's a fun track to race in these cars. Really fun track. So from here on out, it's going to be a 2-stop race for everybody. Pacer's going to pull off. Kevin Jordan going to lead us to green here. How long can he be able to hold off the fresh tires behind him? We shall see.
Green, green, green.
We go green flag race, and 36 of Banks not getting quite the restart he wanted. It's going to allow McCauley to really close that gap, but we've seen that person on that outside row really be able to hold off the third place guy all night long, as Jordan washing up the track a little bit. They're going to that high side, so allow Banks to really get a good drive off here and close that gap in. Let's see what Banks is able to do with his run he just got. So far, the new tires really have not been able to play into effect. See Gene Wolfe go around the outside of the 17 or the 48. Gene Wolfe cracking into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Last week's winner at South Boston after that hectic caution-filled race we had. The Ada Nance looking to make a move on the 01 of Blake Deppinett. Deppinett, another one of those guys that had a really good race last week. Unfortunately, could not get the job done. The 48 is looking to the inside of the 17 once again, going through the trials into turn 1. And knowing we can get long green flag runs in, how much do you want to battle for this position this early in a run? Before Jay, he's going to look to the inside of the 95 of Kevin Jordan. Gary Sachs into P4. He should get that third place position here next lap or so. He has those Thresher sticker tires over that 95 of Kevin Jordan. Gary Sackle looking to the inside. They're still battling it out for that 5th place position behind them. We go check in on another battle between the Harden bros. This is the battle for 10th. But Gary Sackle meantime able to get around that 95 machine, and now they're going to go 3 wide possibly here. I think Gene Wolfe thought smartly there and packed off, rolling through the middle of the corner. He's like, hey, I'm not going to put 3 wide this early. I'll get the position right here. Gene Wolfe moving his way back into the top 5 as Kevin Jordan starts to fade back a little bit. They're on those older tires. Meantime, Joshua Banks still getting a good lead over the whole entire field, half a second in front of the 19 Alex Forjay. Ooh, Blake Deppinett went off track. He's going to spin out. Going to slam on the brakes. Try not, and it will bring out a caution. Go back and see what happened to this 01 machine of Blake Deppinett. Oh! I think that 21 got more of a run than he thought he was going to get. And just, let's go ahead and write cockpit view with the 21 and see what he might have saw here. think he might have started getting a little bit loose. If you listen real closely, you can hear the engine really rev up here. Right there. So looking for definite, no one else involved in that. Brings out yet another caution. We'll see who we have out taking the lottery for pit stop this time by. I for sure see the 95 of Kevin Dornan coming in. Everyone else, I'm not sure. I mean, those fresh tires are always nice. Let's see who comes in and who stays out. As Banks coming in, I think Banks is going to bring the whole field. No, Chase Harden opting to stay out. Well, it's the two of Bo Dinger, but Bo Dinger 3 laps down. Bo Dinger's hoping that all the leaders would pit and he can get a lap back here. Interesting caller by Chase staying out. And, I mean, we saw what happened last time someone stayed out on about the same amount of green flag laps. When, Marshall Harris just crashed. What? What in the world happened here? Oh, I have been there. JP Snyder caught up to the field fast and he thought he would and just could not get it slowed down in time. Oh. I have been there. That's why I'm laughing right now. Chase Harden even scored your leader staying out. Not the smartest call, I would say, especially after we saw what happened last time when someone stayed out. They lost track position in a hurry. As I say that, looks like Chase is coming down this time. Kind of curious, because if it's 2 to go, he doesn't need a black flag here. No, now it's 2 to go. No? We'll see. Hold on. Okay, it's 2 to go now. Pace flex is still on. Alright. Gary Sargent now is going to take over the lead, though. Wonder if Gary just took 2 tires. That might be a smart call. Look how many laps they had on these tires. Still a 2-stop race, though. The Bo Dinger going to get one of his 3 laps back here. Depending on how long Snyder and Price stay in pit lane, he might be in a lucky dog spot. We go to the 99. Oh, no, they're actually pit lane now. Okay. Brady Price gets his lap back, one of his 3 back. Gonna line back up. Your top 5 being Sargent, Banks, Ford J, Gary Sack, and Tim Harmon. Also, another guy to call out real quick, keep around that 48. 48 has shown tremendous short run speed. Let's see if he's able to make quick work of these guys. You do not want to spend a lot of time battling early on a run, using up those tires. Fourth caution of the night, one of them being a stage break. These guys were able to go 70 laps of green flag race and start the race up. We know they can get them in. I think it's just to the point where everyone's like, laps are ticking down. I gotta go, go, go. I mean, you still got 90 some laps to go. Chase Carter will pull off with Gary Sargent this time by, lead him to green.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. Gary Sargent and 4J both getting an outstanding start. 4J's going to try to get a move done. He can't quite get it done there. He's stuck on the inside line behind the 28 machine. I think 4J was trying to look to clear that 28 in a hurry because he knew if he didn't. Oh, as I say that, 28 moves up track, and that might give the advantage to the 19 here. The 19 there on his inside of 28, a slower car than the 36. Gene Wolf is up into the wall, runs for 3 and 4. 4J getting loose, saves it! What a save that was! Loses a couple positions because of it. Man! And 48 McCauley already making up 2 spots, looking to make up some more as he works his way around the 89 of Gary Sack. Gary Sargent, those older tires, I don't know if 2 might have been the right call. I thought they were. Gary Sack making his way up into the second place position. He has a 48 McCauley in tow, followed by 73 Tim Harmon. Tim Harmon finally making his way up into the top 5. That is a bundle of cars back there. Ooh, Gary Sargent getting a little bit tight, rolling through the corner. Well, 4J to take over that spot. 4J up into P5. I think the one car, hope for a caution now, is this 2 machine of Bo Dinger. He is in that lucky dog spot, has made his way around the 99 of Brady Price. JP Schneider, last car on the lead lap, but he has a lot of front end damage, so he is way under pace. Go back to the front. This is about a 4th position. 4J trying to make his way around Tim Harmon on that low side. Gary Sack and Jared McCauley in front of him are battling out for second. Oh, getting a little tight there with contact there with the 73. Nathan 4J right by each other, and these guys had a rivalry going from last season in ARCA. See that back bumper of Jonathan Nance? I do not forget, and that's directed directly at this 19 machine, Alex 4J. Once again, how hard do you want to race this early on in a run? 95 looking to make it 3. Well, I know he didn't dip behind the 19. 19 and 4J unable to clear the 8 right now. Kevin Jordan's still trying to make his way around both these guys. Jay finally able to clear the 73 Tim Harmon. He's able to get back into his racing line. But the question is, how much of his tires did he use up getting around the 73 and the 8 machine? It's a big question right now. You see the 8 and the 73 battling it out. In the meantime, Banks still doing Banks things. 0.8 second gap over the 48 machine of Jared McCauley. too much, but if you're a Bo Dinger fan, you're going to want to see one here pretty soon. As with how slow this 44 machine is, he's about to get lapped the next 3 or 4 laps, maybe 5 laps or so. We take a look at some last lap times, and you'll see exactly how much slower he is. He's about 2 seconds off the pace, so about 7 laps. Gary Sag having a really good race running P3, but now he has to fend off that 19-4J who's been running in the top 3 most of the night. So we know 4J has that speed. How long can Gary Sag hold him off? We cross the line this time by 81 to go. Jake's gonna try to look to the outside this time by in the 89. Can't quite get it done. I will say that Charlotte is a really hard track to pass at. A lot of them on half of them. I think Charlotte's up top is one of the harder ones. Peyton Harding, let's look back there. He's having a really good run here tonight. Sitting in that 8th place position. And the question is, how soon do you pit here? Do you cut this final run of about 90-some laps so in 3s? Or do you run the sucker dry the first time? I'm back. They get back. Looks like the 8 of Nance will try to look to the inside of Kevin Jordan. Can't quite get the pass done. As they say that, looks like he can get it done here. Gets a really good run off of turn 4. On the inside, as a matter of fact. Able to get around that 95 pretty easily. Nance into the top 5. So far, a lot of good racing, not too much battling going on right now. McCauley's starting to fall back into the clutches of the 89 and the 19. 76 to go this time by. It looks like Peyton Harding might be under fire from that 93 of Richmond. These guys have been battling around each other a good majority of the race. Behind him, we see the 5 of Chase Harding working his way around the 73. Tim Harmon. Tim Harmon starting to fall back a little bit. Oh, Peyton Harding. Oh, Chase Harding. Both of them hard into the outside wall there. Monkey see, monkey do as the Harding bros go back to back into the wall. Same corner, same lap. Oh, Peyton getting loose going down the backstretch. Collects it. That's allowing his brother to catch up here a little bit. I mean, I know they're twins and all, but you don't about to smack the wall in the same lap. Oh, Peyton is going to block. He's trying his hardest to fend off Chase. I don't think he'll be able to get it done. I think Chase can get it done this time by. Still can't get it done. Chase has to tuck in behind him. have been going on. Gary Sack has moved his way up into second, around the 48 of Jared McCauley, and now 4J is there. Ooh, almost a little bit contact between the 48 and the 19. And Gary Sack has been chasing down the leader of Banks. Alright, Gary, what's your secret? Who's really driving that car? And 19 make his way around the 48 machine. As Richmond has made his way around. Oh, it's all Peyton. Yep. I just saw that happen in the background. Go back and see what happened to 43 of Peyton Harden. Oh! Oh! Whoa. That's a tough break for Peyton. Go back and watch that again. Let's go cock and use Peyton, see what he saw here. I don't know about that one. I don't think the 44 did anything wrong. Let's slow it down here a little bit and see exactly what happens. Peyton was trying to get around him. Yeah, I think the 44 came down and Peyton might have came up a little bit. Talked about the racing deal. The big break from that wreck is going to be the 2 of Bo Dinger, though. Bo Dinger can get one of his lap backs if JP Schneider's involved in that wreck. All you Bo Dinger fans, it's not over yet. As Hughes, I think, staying out to lead a lap here. I think we gotta bring up Gary. We gotta bring up Gary. Where is he at? There he is. Fire second. Okay. What's going on, Mr. Gary?
Not much. Trying to run this race here, see what we can do.
Oh, I just had to make sure it's you driving. Man, talk us through what's going through your head now, man. I mean, really good race. I think you're running P2 when that caution came out. Man, what do you got? You think you got anything for Banks?
If this goes green to the end, I think I might have something for him. I was catching him a little bit on that long run. So if this goes green in the end, I think I might have something.
All right, man. Talk us through this race, really, and how difficult it is to pass here, and is it really worth struggling for position early on in a run?
Honestly, I don't really think it's worth going for it because when me and the 48 were side by side, I was losing a lot of time to where I just decided I'll let him go and let him burn up his tires, and it turned out to work because it got me past him later on.
All right, man. Well, good luck the rest of this race. As sitting P3 in this restart, about 70-some laps ago, we go back to restart racing.
Yep, thank you.
Alrighty, and I'm back. I had to go down there talk for Jay what he did there. I thought he took 2. I was like, please tell me he didn't take 2. We saw 2 fail earlier, but no. 4J just getting that advantage from a more front pit box. I think it might have been the first pit box. He might have got pole. Let me check on that real quick. If I missed qualifying because I got in the session a little bit late. Yeah, so okay, so just that first pit box advantage as Banks qualified P5, so huge advantage there. Oh, Farmer's Joe's Chicken, 78 to 99, can't drive, they're dangerous. I plead the fifth. I'm here to be biased, so I plead the fifth. Well, is it biased? I mean, I'm here to make sure everyone's like the same. I don't know how to word it. I think it's biased. I don't know. And Brandon, he did lead the lap, got that bonus point, dude. Bo Dinger, really the lucky break on that caution, getting back one of his 2 laps. Was 3 laps down when we started this second and final stage. So, I mean, another caution. Him and Snyder are the only 2 cars a lap down. Snyder way under power. Bo Dinger could get back on the lead lap, and it could be a break for the 2 because we saw him up front in the top 10, top 5, really that whole first stage until he ran out of gas. Pace car pulls off. We're going to starter cam here. Haven't done it yet this race.
Green flag, green flag.
Barney, the starter cam, waves the green flag, and back racing we go with 4J leading the field. And the real question is, sorry, I'm just trying to figure which camera I want. Oh, Gary Sack getting around. Oh, the 28 going around, going to collect the 48 of McCauley. The 32 Hughes collecting it. Caution's going to fly. Brandon, you jinxed yourself, man. Go back and see what happened here. I think this started was the 28. It did. 28 of Gary Sargent. Very rare mistake for him to make, as he has been very consistent all series he's ran. Just breaks it loose coming out of turn 2. 48 collecting that. 17 Gene Wilson with damage. 32 to plows into 48. Nowhere to go. Brady Price also involved. Tough break there for the 48 McCauley, running in the top 3 most of the race. Let's go ahead and ride along with the 32 of Brandon Hughes and see what he saw here. Oh yeah, there ain't nothing Hughes can do. You can hear him get out of throttle early too. He saw it happening. Oh no, and he spins it around. Ah! Alright, let's go ahead and do another ride along. So let's go ahead and ride along to 28 here. Just hear it break free. Thank you. Oh. Man, it's a tough break. Let's go ahead and pull up Mr. Sarge himself. What is going on, Gary? You got a copy?
Yeah, man, I think my rear end just went out from under me on that turn.
I've been asking, man, talking through that, dude. You've been running, I think, top 10, top 5 most of the night, man. Just talking through that wreck and what happened there.
Not sure. I mean, we were all under power and just coming through the turn. Next thing I know, the rear end's heading for the wall, and I'm trying to go low or turn it down. So, I don't know. I know I got some damage still, even though I've fixed everything, but it was loose.
All right, man. Tough break for you. Like I said, you were running pretty good most of this race and took out some really good guys. Man, stuff happens that shot, man. That's a tough break.
Yeah, I'm sorry to anybody I took out. It just wasn't there when I came through.
I've been there, man. All right. Hopefully you can get the stuff together and get a good finish here.
Thank you.
All right. So going back to that caution, look who is back on the lead lap. Mr. Bo Dinger, running out of fuel. End of the first stage. back on the lead lap. Let's go ahead and see if we can't pull him up and give him an interview. I don't think we can. I don't think he's in a team chat. No, unfortunately, we cannot. And that's such a tough break for that 48 machine. Running so well. And Hughes, too. Hughes is having a pretty good race. He was able to stay out of drama for most of the night. Unfortunately, collecting that. Not seeing too much damage on that 32 machine, though. Oh, I lied. There's a big parachute on the front. Yeah, I'm trying to get Bodinger in here, but yeah, he's not in the team chat, unfortunately, which sucks because I mean that's free tuition at its finest. 3 laps down, keeping the car clean too. Take a look at this car, and there is really not a scratch on it. As we go ahead and go through the camera angles here, let's go ahead and take a look at his right side. We take a look at his right front here really quick. If I can find it, there it is. There's his right front. There's his right rear. A little bit of a scuff marks on that right rear. Not too much damage, though. Bodinger doing an outstanding job while 3 laps down, keeping that car clean, and he might be up in the contention for a top 3, even possibly the win. He had the speed earlier on. He needs to answer. Yes, he does need to answer for that short pit. Hey, had he pit like a lap later, he would have been good, but he just ran out coming to the green checker. Whoa, what in the world's going on there? What in the world happened to Chase? Hold on a second real quick. Chase, what are you doing, buddy? Alright, we're about to go like Green Flag Racing. Yes, Chase, I just caught that all on broadcast. Oh, that's a good cam for the end of the race. They come through.
Green flag, green flag.
Start zone, green flag is out. 2 by 2 they go, restarting this race. I'm sorry, I'm probably a little late on these, but... Oh, 4J, I believe, having some issues there. Missed it. I was playing with the camera. Let's go back and see what happened to 4J here coming out of turn 4. Ah, he broke it free. Oh, and what a save that was. But Banks in the lead, Gary Sack in second, Matthew Bridgman in third, Jonathan Anthony fourth. So right out your top 5 is 95 and Kevin Jordan. And Chase Harden fighting his way back up into the top 5 almost. Currently sitting in P6, along with last week's pole sitter, guy who dominated most of the race, Blake Deppinen. I could have sworn I heard a car spinning out for a second. 95 of Kevin Jordan looking low on the 8 of Jonathan Nance. There's a big bundle of cars right back here. Kevin short to get a really good corner entry, able to fly past the 8 and get to the inside of the 93. Great corner entry there, but how much of the tires did he use that Gene Wolf into the outside wall coming out of turn 2? After all that damage, Jared McCauley still able to hold his own. No rear bumper, still running really well early on in the spring flag run. Currently sitting P9 as 4J having a little bit of issue trying to get around him here. He might clear him corner exit. He does. He's going to look low on the 0-1 of Blake Deppinett. Blake Deppinett will try to block. Couldn't do it in time. Now he's going to be low on the number 5 of Chase Harden. 4J, after getting loose, making his way back through the field. Chase he goes, now inside of his teammates, 93 and Matthew Richmond. Aiden Nance going down and throw a little bit of block on him, give him that little bit of dirty air, which does affect his cars quite a bit. It tightens him up, and C4J getting a little bit loose, well, it's over to Blake Deppinett. At 21 of Van Western looking to the inside of the 48. A lot of these cars banged up a little bit from the outside wall and other wrecks. They're all, I thought they were going 3 wide for a second. Bo Dinger making his charge back to the field, working his way around Chase Harden in that 5 machine. You know that Dinger, he has the speed. Question is, how much of his tires is he going to use up getting back to the front? So we still got 54 laps, 65 laps of racing to go. Bodinger trying to make his way around the 5 and Chase Harding get back up into the top 10 where he was running most of the first stage. Really all the first stage, I believe. Get it done here going into turn 1. Now has the sight set on the 21 and the 48. See a lot of shuffling going on back there. DJ Schaumburg, his car is like crab walking. What in the world? How is that car not black flag? That thing is crab walking. Look at the thing. Legit crab walking. What in the world is this race? Alright, back to the 2 of Bodinger. And the 19, and 19 and 4J starting to make his way back to the field. Look at that 15 machine on the back of the track. I kind of want to, we're going to cock at you, just for the fun of it, for the 15 machine. Oh, that has to be brutal to drive. That has to be absolutely brutal. Bo Dinger trying to go around this 21 machine. 14.9. He's able to go around the 48. We got a big pile of cars up here. This is off of the battle for second. Meantime, Banks is pulling away. 2.5 second gap over the field. Number 44 having somebody going off track here. Might have been the leader by. See, 4J makes his way back to P4. Bo Dinger making his way up to the P8. 95 and 93 is the battle for P5. Got a slower car up on the high side. Richmond might try to use that as a pick here. He's going to, as Jordan's going to have the lift and tuck in behind the 93. Banks pulled out to an early lead, but I think Gary Sack has chased him down. Take a look from last lap time with the 35 and 89 as it comes up on your screen. There it is. Last 2 laps, Gary Sack a little bit quicker than the 36 machine. You know, I've been wondering how much tires Banks is saving. Banks probably knows, all right, I got the lead here. I don't got to push it too much. See, Gary Sack a half a second quicker almost. Banks got to be saving a little bit here. Banks, I think Banks knows what he's doing. Banks probably seen this car. He's like, all right. I got to make this a show. Let me slow down a little bit. Let these guys catch up so they think they have a shot. As far as green flag pits, if we do go green, I see it happening around lap 165 to lap 170. So about 10 or 15 laps, we should start seeing people cycle in for 4 fresh sticker tires and a full cannon of Sunoco fuel, or whatever fuel they use in iRacing. As you look behind them, the 19's looking low on the 8 machine. As long as the teammates 93 and Matthew Bridgman, 4J's like, hey dude, follow me. I'll lead the way. Richmond not able to clear the 8 quite yet. He's there to his inside to go into 1 and 2. Oh, Richmond drifting up a little bit. Can he get a complete? Not quite. Before Jay's going to go low and give Richmond a draft, helping his teammate out, trying to get around the 8. Goes back up high to get his corner entry set up. A little bit of draft might have helped him. Bo Dinger has made his way up into 6. He is now right behind the 8 of Jonathan Nance to make his way back up into the top 5. How about this? From 3 laps down to start that stage, up to battling for 5th here with 44 laps to go. The famous phrase, one of the guys on my team at Cup always says, and it kind of made it famous at Dover last season at Xfinity. He was trying to say something. He said it wrong, but it's kind of stuck. And don't count your chickens in a basket yet. And I think that's what the two's doing here. As for tuition has paid off, and he has made his way back up into the top 5. Ooh, getting a little bit loose there. Schallenberger into the wall. I gotta give Schallenberger credit. He is out there, and I know how much he is struggling. I have been in a car where the wheels angled at 90 degrees. I had a cough, sorry about that. 90 degrees one way or another. And he is still out there turning laps. Big props to the 15 machine. Jared McCauley had to dump the pits. I don't know if his injury expired, if he hit the wall or what, but Jared McCauley's race is over, I believe. .41 to go this time by. We take a look at some last lap times real quick. We look at our top 5. Banks 32.04. Gary Sack, 31.98. Gary Sack is the only one in the top 5 still running in the 31 second range. Really the only one on track still in that 31 second range. Look at Bo Dinger a little bit slower than the guy in front of him that last time by. A little bit slower than Nance as well. The tires might be starting to wear out here. Where did you go this time by? meantime, we got some two teammates starting to battle it out for that third and final podium spot here. We're starting to come up on the green flag pit stop zone. The next 5 to 6 laps, you should start seeing people cycle in to get 4 fresh tires. Gary Stack, he has been chasing down this 35 machine. The question is, who is going to get the better pit stop? And that's what this race might come down to. Who can get on and off pit road in a more quicker of a timely manner. We're going to check back in on the two guys trying to make their way back to the field. Bo Dinger and the 1904J. Bo Dinger starting to lose a little bit ground to the 8 machine of Jonathan Nance. As DJ Schomburg comes to pit lane. DJ Schomburg has mainly disconnected. I think he realized he gained all the spots he can get. Meantime, the 8 is looking to the inside of the 2, rolling through a tri-oval. I think those tires are starting to wear out there on our team machine a little bit. In the meantime, Gary Sack has closed that gap up to a second. I bet Dinger don't pit for it. I don't think he does either. But if he does pit now, he should be good to the end. We saw a lot of guys pit with about 33 to 36 laps to go in the first stage, and they made it to the end just fine. We're there. We're at 36 laps to go in the race. Gary sacking the wall there pretty hard, trying to get the way around the 44 machine of Jared McCauley. Actually, really hard. He has a ton of right front damage now. If I'm Gary, you got to pit as the leader here. I mean, you're chasing him down, but you don't want to stay out too long on those older tires. Gary's still able to close up the time to the leader there a little bit. He's really been the only one able to gain time. Everyone else, as we take another look at last lap times. Well, Gary a little bit slow last time by due to the fact of hitting the wall, but I mean, you see there, 4J a little bit quicker than Gary though. Start finish line this time by 33 to go. When do you come into pit? When you get those 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel? Definitely's come on to pit lane. He has actually exited pit lane now. Oh, Gary hard into the outside wall. So I was talking about earlier, late in the race, starting to make silly mistakes, and the mental fatigue is starting to fade in. It looks like Banks might got on the wall too. He has a little bit of front damage there. Oh no, that's his paint scheme. As I say that, they still all right there. This time by 31 to go. Who's the first to take 4 fresh tires? Brady Price in the pit lane, but he's multiple laps down. Gary Sack, that damage he got from a couple of brushes with the wall might start being effective. He's starting to lose time to the leader. That's 4J, Harmon, Gary, Sargent, Nance, all coming to pit lane. See what the 35 does this time by. Bo Dinger coming in this time by. Looks like Banks is coming in. See if Gary follows suit, and he does. Oh, I think Gary might have got a black flag there. We'll check real quick. I think he might be coming a little too hot as we take a look. No, but Matthew Richmond did get a black flag. A tough break for the 93 of Richmond. Getting a black flag can be scored 2 laps down. Can be scored a lap down when all these pit cycles are done and complete. He's running top 5. The 35s get his service complete. Where's the 19 at? 19 just not coming out of 4. 35 just not coming out of pits and be close. See 19 getting around Gary Sack there on the low side. Banks is going to be quite up to speed, and the 19 will be able to get around him here. And he does. 4J takes over the lead. Coming to 26 to go this time by. Ben Matthews is still out there trying to possibly hope for a caution to get that track position. As I say, they're coming in this time by. But Bo Dinger's going for a run. Oh, into the barrels he goes. Oh, no. Take another look at that by Bo Dinger. Oh, it's a tough break. Fought his way back on the lead lap and just cuts it free coming out of turn 4. And bam! Right in the barrels, and there's no saving that. Jay takes over the lead from that pit cycle as now Nancy making his way around the 89 of Gary Sack. Think that damage Gary has on that right front might be really affecting his straightaway speed. It's a big parachute you have, and these cars are all, they are very dependent on aerodynamics. Battle for the lead though, 25 to go. Banks has closed that gap onto the 19. How much is this 19 going to fight off the 35 with 25 to go? He's probably going to be very, very defensive here. In the 19 and 4J, you want to give that 36 as much dirty air as possible. Through corners, really eat up that right front exit. There's a car off track in the grass. This is going to be Josh Van Western. And these new tires are just killing people tonight. No caution though, because you can stay off track. Oh, the 36 all over that back bumper, the 19 trying to get around him. He's going to go through the grass to get around him. Your Sack and Nance is what you want to see back here. Because they're battling out for the position as well back there. Banks able to make his way around alley 4J. 22 to go this time by. These two are still going at it. Gary Sack is really blocking that 8 machine. Nance looks like he might be trying to give him a little bit of a bumper there to get him out of the way. And it's like, all right, dude, I know I'm fast when you move. Nance trying to get a diamond on the corner, trying to get a run here, corner exit. Gary Sack blocking all the way down the backstretch. To go this time by. It's the biggest battle we have on track. It's the battle for third. And that final podium spot here with 19 to go. I don't know if Nance is, actually, I'm kind of curious if Nance is trying to pass him or if he's trying to work with him here to try to maybe catch up with the 2 leaders. Because I think he's had runs as he stays behind him to maybe help. But I mean, Gary's not the right person to lead him to try to catch up with that parachute he has. Or maybe Nance can't get around. I'm kind of curious. I think Nance is trying to help. He definitely had a run there. He stayed behind Gary. Go as Gary starts to get a little bit of a gap on that 8 machine. Yet again, Nance is at that bumper, trying to get the job done, but it is so hard to pass here in these Xfinity cars. He's trying to get a run there, get to the outside, can't quite get it done. Joshua Banks easily leader, but this is the battle we're watching. It's the battle for third. Really the only closely contested battle we have on track right now. Gary Sack starting to pull away from that 8 machine. Unfortunately, I don't think he'll be able to chase down the 19 or the 35. That he's going to have to focus on hitting his mark and kind of be content with a P3 unless a late race caution happens here. And with how spaced out everyone is, I don't see that happening. There might be a little bit of battle starting brewing for P7 between Gene Wolfe and Peyton Harden. Brandon Hughes, after being involved in the incident early on, still having a really good day, sitting in that top 10, the last car on the lead lap. And this might be interesting because the next car in front of the 36 of Joshua Banks is the second place driver's teammate. Matthew Richmond for Jay's teammate. I wonder how much he's going to try to hold off the 36 to maybe allow for Jay to gain a little bit of ground. We come across our finish line with Banks this time by 10 to go. That lead is still building. 3 seconds now. Up to 9 to go. You saw back there the 01 getting his way around the 28 of Gary Sargent. That is for 10th place back there. That is a battle for position. Oh, the 01 into the wall. Gary Sargent makes his way around him. Banks is going to have some more lap traffic in front of him. He's going to have the teammate of the 19 in front of him, and Brandon Hughes, who's going to probably try to fight his hardest to stay on the lead lap here. Really going to slow down Banks. I don't think the 93 is going to try to fight off the 36 too much. He's going to let him have that low side. Go this time by. If you're Banks, the last thing you want to see is that yellow flag. 3.92 second lead over 4J. We're at 5, coming to 4 to go. Banks has dominated most of this race, has the most laps, led by a mile. Working on getting yet another win here in Midwest Days of Thunder, and I can't wait till this guy makes his way up the cup, as he is fast as all can be. Last time Banks raced here in Mdot was at Watkins Glen 3 weeks ago, and he ended up collecting a win there. We go back oval race and come back and dominates. Rolling through 1 and 2, 3 to go this time by. All that 36 wants to see is that white flag. on start finish line this time by 3 to go. Well, 2 to go. Half a lap to go to get that white flag and get that guaranteed, I mean, damn near guaranteed win. 5 seconds, 2 corners to go to get that white. He will get a white flag, will fly last lap here at Charlotte. Really the crown jewel of the season. And Banks is going to walk away with it as he rolled through 1 and 2 with a 4.3 second gap over the 19 of Alex Forget. Gary Sack 8 seconds back. Rolls through 3 and 4. This man could run out of gas now, still win the race. Banks in dominant fashion wins the race here at Charlotte. 200 laps later, he gets it done. 200 laps and 300 miles. You see the fireworks going off in the background. Who else is doing burnouts? Oh, Hughes. Did I wreck them all? No, I watched them wreck each other. I broadcast, man. Banks is gonna blow it up. 3, 2. I almost had it. Blows it up after dominating here. 200 laps of Charlotte. He probably led about 160 laps. What a race that was. We get ready to bring up the 89 machine of Mr. Gary Sack. What is going on, Gary?
Not much.
Hey, man, probably one of the best races I have seen you had here in Mdot. I've been here about as long as you have, and when we started this race, I did not predict you even getting in the top 5. But, man, you came out here and you showed these guys you do know how to race on these intermediate tracks and these mile and a halfers, dude. How much did that damage you got for that last pit stop? How much did that affect you? I saw you brush the wall a couple times there and crinkled up that right front. How much do you think that affected you there at the end of the race?
That made it to where I was not able to catch him because I lost focus on the backstretch. I forgot what lap it was, but I lost focus and hit the wall, and it gave me about 30 seconds of optional, and that did not do very good for me.
Yeah, and I was kind of shocked that you made that mistake. I know mental fatigue plays an effect here in these longer races, but me and you both do endurance races. We're kind of used to sitting in a rig 4 or 5 hours at a time doing road course laps. So when you made that mistake, I was kind of surprised. Like, dude, he endurance races. But, man, that hell of a race, dude. You had a shot to win it. kind of between. I think you lost track at one point. I think another time you hit the wall in a trial, but nothing to be disappointed at. Come away P3, dude. Way to go.
Thank you. I'm really happy about that.
All right, man. I'll let you give shout outs. Give me shout outs this time.
I'd like to give a shout out to Brady because he finally got his computer fixed and was able to race. Because I would not have wanted to do 200 laps all by myself. I also wanted to give a shout out to Ryan Hoover because I started running endurance races and official races with Omnia a few months ago. Granted, I run on my own team in Mdot, but I run with them in other stuff. And ever since I ran with them, I have started improving so much as a driver, and learning from them just helps me so much. And yeah, I think that's about it.
All right, man. Once again, congrats on the P3 here tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, next let's bring in our second place finisher, Mr. Alex 4J Berube. What is going on, Alex?
I'm worn off.
That's 300. That's what 300 miles do, man. Man, talking through that race, and the one question I do got for you is, what were the communications between you and Richmond as Banks was catching with 10 to go? Were you guys talking about maybe having Richmond try to hold him up a little bit, or did you realize there was too much of a gap to make up in 10 laps?
There was too much of a gap. He had fresher tires. I tried to pit earlier to get to first position and it worked, but he had something else in turn 4. I didn't know what to do to block him. So at the end, I tried to just, follow him and don't let him go too far. And I pushed it too far, got up into the wall, exiting 4. So at that point, I just took second place and I'm gonna just take it, So I told Matthew to not mess too much with Banks. He had something else.
All right, another question got for me. You kind of got loose on that final restart there, coming out of 4. Do you think had you not got looser, you might have had more of a shot to win that race? Because you lost a lot of time.
Probably, yeah, because I got backed up to second place, so I definitely had the speed to stay with him. It was just pitting. The strategy just got shuffled up when I spun, but that was one hell of a save. When I saw the pit road wall, I just barely, slightly turned right, put me straight back on track, and I just lost position, came back. That was good.
All right,
But,
man.
yeah.
You got yourself another pony finish. Congrats on that. We have a nice little 2-week break, and after 2 weeks break, we go to the Oval Indy. So good luck there.
Yeah, for Indy, I really hope they do a vote to know which version we're gonna use. I really hope we use the new scan since it's available.
Gotcha. I think we'll use the new scan. It'll be interesting. All right, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, next let's bring in our race winner, Mr. Joshua Banks. What is going on, my man?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Dominant race performance there. You definitely led the most laps, dude. Talk us through that race and talk us through. I gotta ask you, before that final pit stop, you're losing time to Gary. Were you saving your stuff, or was he just faster you in that long run?
He was finding some pace. I didn't know where he was getting it from, but he found it and was running me down. I mean, I was trying different things too to try to, keep that distance, but definitely watching him and seeing him work through the field or work through time right there. That was cool to see, and I was hoping he'd stay up there near at that after that pit stop, but I don't know what happened. He fell back quite a bit, but it was still cool to see and definitely made the race more interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah, that is for sure, dude. Talk us through that race. You come out here, you dominate this race. Surprised you ain't tried out Road to Pro yet, because man, you are fast.
Well, I mean, we just kept it straight, kept it off the wall. That's one of the biggest things, like we talked about earlier, how tight the thing got later in the run. And definitely on the restarts, you got to keep it straight on restarts, because we saw Forget get a loose a few times. I got loose one time trying to race it hard. It was fun. This car is good. Definitely the setup works well here. You can manage your tires, and we just were able to prevail on that. So Road to Pro, I don't know. That's a lot of time, and I don't have much of that. So it may come into play one of these days. We'll have to see. But right now, it's just a little out of reach right now.
All All right, man. Well, congrats on yet another win here in Mdot. We go to Indy Roval. Not the Roval. I wish it was the Roval. No, I don't. I hate broadcasting road courses. We go to the Indy Oval in 2 weeks, man. Talk us through that once the stocks are going into that historic track. We go from one historic track to another. That's going to be fun.
Do what there?
So we go from one historic track to another.
Oh, yeah. I know, right? So we'll see. I haven't raced Indy in a while, so we're just going to have to go out there and get some practice laps in and see how we do. I don't know. It's tough. You just got to make sure you get your exits of 2 and 4 right, and you should be okay, but we'll see.
You know, every time I hear the winner, you, Davey, Forget, I haven't raced there, I don't like there. Then we go to that damn track, dominate there. Like stop lying. Just stop lying, all right? We know you're going to be fast.
I mean, we'll see, man. Okay, I'm going to dominate the race, and we're going to lead every lap. Does that make you feel better?
All right, man. Congrats on getting another win, dude.
All right, appreciate it, buddy. We'll see you.
Hey, and I need my damn thoughts.
I can't forget to text you. Let me do that after we get done here.
All right, later, man. All right, so that's like a joke me and him have. I won a pair of socks and won his drink we did a while back. And I still got him. But anyways, that will conclude tonight's race. Really good racing all around. We had that really good long green flag run to really start and end the race, which you really want to see. A couple cautions after the stage break, which was nice broadcast-wise and probably race-wise, get a good little break going on. Gary Sack, definitely the shocker of the night. Kind of spoiler alert. I know I don't like dogging on people. I did not see him doing as well. He did, but really did a good job. Losing focus kind of might have cost him the win there. Unfortunately, I'd like to see him win. It'd be pretty cool to see Gary win. But all in all, a really good race. And like I said, we go live in 2 weeks from now at the Indianapolis Oval. And these cars, depending on the track temp, it's going to be a show. If we get one of the hotter track temps and we get that looseness coming off of 2 and 4, it's going to be a good show. I love racing there. And anything, really. It's always fun. And definitely tune in for that. And once again, we do have more races going on this week. The rest of this week, we got Trucks at Charlotte, Cup at Charlotte, and ARCA at Chicagoland. We got people broadcasting those races. Tune into those. As far as ARCA goes, that is broadcasted on Giberson's Grumpy Guys Racing Facebook page, I believe. So tune in for those, and we'll catch you on next.